Hello from beautiful, sunny, but a little bit chilly Sanibel Island, Florida. For today's adventure, we are taking the Rivian R1S on our second camping trip. We will be camping in the back of it again, using that as our bed, which will be good because where we're going is supposed to be in the 40s at night, so it'll be nice to have the camp mode with the heat on. We also have a new piece of equipment with us that will explain a little bit what we're using it for, how we're using it. Not so much on this trip, but when we go to get the casita camper, how we need it for that. Based on the one thing with the Rivian that I am disappointed in, which is the size of the power inverter that changes the DC to AC for outlet use. We only get 1,500 watts instead of the I don't know, several thousand that the F-150 Lightning gives us. So that's the plan for today, so come along with us.
Welcome back to E-Hermes, your electric adventure travel channel. Please remember to subscribe, hit the like button, and hit that bell button to be notified of our upcoming content.
Our destination is Kissimmee Prairie Preserve State Park. It is 129 miles away. It will take us 2 hours and 45 minutes to get there. We should get there about 1:30. When we arrive, we should have 166 miles of range. We are currently at 80% state of charge with 324 miles of range. Here we go. Well, we made it. The road back here was a dirt road and it was a little wet, but truck looks good dirty. Got pretty much everything out. Oh, here's our new piece of equipment we got to talk about right there. We got everything out of the back though. Mrs. E-Hermes is blowing up the air mattress. Smile, Mrs. E-Hermes. Yeah, and then we have a 50 amp outlet over here we can charge off of. So in our last video, a subscriber asked us to give some more detail on the sleeping back here. So we're showing this is the air mattress we blow up. We store it when we're driving. We store it under here in the front, sub trunk, I'm sorry. And it has two sides to blow up. I like mine firm. Mrs. E-Hermes likes hers a little softer, so she'll blow hers up a little less. We use the 12 volt with this electric air pump. You can with it. Then while we're sleeping, just like while we're driving, the accessories store underneath the sub front trunk. Right there. Mrs. E-Hermes, what kind of sheets and bedding do you use on this?
I use queen size.
Queen size seems to work pretty well. It's a little big, right? Because I don't think between the wheel wells it's quite queen size.
Especially because the back end is narrow.
Right, the front end is probably pretty good up there, furthest from me. But back here, where that narrows in for the wheel wells, it's probably a little bit big, but it's the best we found that works. And here's the bed all set up for the night. I have not leveled the vehicle yet, but with the camp mode, it has auto self-leveling. So even though we're here with the back left down a little bit, it'll level everything up so the vehicle will be completely level for us to sleep. Sir, I don't think you're in the right site. All right, so let me explain the problem to you. So the Rivian has a 1,500 amp maximum inverter. That's all you can draw. Right now, the grill itself is drawing 1,600 amps. Mrs. E-Hermes is about to start the stove up. And with one induction cooktop on, now we're up to 2,500 watts. Way more than the inverter could handle. When we get the camper, it also has air conditioning on it. And the thing we like about this Blue Eddy inverter is it has a travel trailer 30 amp 120 volt outlet. What I'm disappointed in is this thing is big and heavy and it costs around $3,000, so it was expensive. We have plenty of battery in there, just like in the Lightning, but they put that little inverter in, unlike the Lightning that has a huge inverter in it that is probably, actually is bigger than this one. But this is my hack. I'm going to power the inverter, power the battery off the Rivian with the extension cord. So I'm getting 1200 watts in. I'm taking 2600 watts out. The battery allows me to do that for short periods of time. I think I could go about 4 hours with the air conditioning running full blast, but it doesn't usually run all the time. So I think this is a good workaround, but we'll have to wait and see once we get the camper. Now this is what we're out here in the middle of nowhere for. Once it gets dark, the sky should be illuminated because there are no light sources around here to pollute it. It just gets better and better, and even more better. The Rivian performed very well in camp mode last night. As you can see, we have the suspension leveled so that our sleeping was completely flat. It was about 42 degrees last night out here. It was a constant 70 degrees in there. We also charged while we were heating and sleeping. So we're now up to 75%, which is what I have it set at. And the heating and all the powering, all the other devices goes on. We have a turkey strutting its stuff. That is a really large great blue heron. That's a pretty good sized fellow there. Nothing between him and me except some sand.
The primary draw to Kissimmee Prairie Preserve State Park is its night sky designation. Unfortunately, we did not get beautiful views like those shown in these photographs because the nights we were there ended up having a nearly full moon. So that pretty much blocked out all of the beautiful stargazing. While we might not have gotten the night views we were hoping for, waking up in the morning, sleeping in the Rivian with its all glass windows and roof on both sides gives quite a panoramic view.
It's a little breezy, but it's time to go home. It is a beautiful sunny day. The site is all cleaned up. Everything is back in the Rivian, and the bikes are on the back. I think we really do enjoy sleeping in the Rivian. It's very comfortable, especially when it's hot or cold at night. In this case, cold. But the one thing I will say, if you were going to do this with any regularity, you'd probably want a small trailer to pull behind it to store all your stuff in, because it is a lot of work moving stuff in and out each time you set up and take down. And when you leave stuff out on the picnic tables, raccoons and other animals try to get into it. So if we were going to do that permanently, I think I'd get a small trailer to tow behind it. But we're going to get a casita camper instead. And so that'll be coming up in about 8 weeks. Stay tuned. We charged overnight while we slept. We appreciate the NEMA 1450 outlet, and that new mobile charger I demonstrated also worked very well. It's a little faster than the Rivian mobile connector and a little faster than the Ford that I use at home, so I'm actually going to mount that in the garage at home. Anyhow, we're leaving with 324 miles of range, 80%. Says when we get home, it will we'll arrive with 175 miles worth of range. We're going to make one stop at the Hen Scratch Winery and something or another. So here we go.
And we are back. Our wine looking did not go so well today. Out of 3 wineries we tried to go to, 1 was closed. 1 was very nice. And the third one did not seem to ever exist. I'm not sure why it was listed. So we saw 1 winery. We got back with 23% state of charge, 91 miles of range. Plenty, no concern with that. And that concludes our trip to Kissimmee Prairie Preserve State Park, along with a few wineries. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button. We are disappointed like you are that we didn't have the dark skies we were hoping for, but we'll have to try that again later. As always, please remember to subscribe and please hit that bell button to be notified of our upcoming content. Thank you!